So what did you identify way back when that about NVIDIA's potential that makes you still so bullish on its upside now?
Yeah, I can't say way back then that I saw this coming,
Sure.
but as we sit here today, I think that Jensen and crew, have really created both the hardware and software and complete solution that has put them in the pole position. And they're moving to an annual cadence for new offerings will only enhance their competitive advantage. I love to hear the skepticism. I love that there's great debate that they might have an air pocket before the launch of their new Blackwell solution. And quite frankly, I think that therein lies the opportunity. I think there is a worry that there could be this potential for an air pocket, and we don't see that at all. We've definitely seen lead times pull back in the sense that you can now actually find GPUs, but in no way does that mean that we're in excess supply. And I think that whether it's hyperscalers, enterprise, and sovereigns, I think that they're going to drive excellent demand for AI, into 25 and 26.
Yeah, you're not ruling out a pullback, but you're basically saying people should jump in with both hands. Let's talk brass tacks if we could, and talk about the PE multiple, the earnings potential that you see over the remainder of this year, maybe into next year.
Sure. I think that for next year, the street's at $30. We've been talking about $35 plus. I think the buy side is underwriting a 35 to 40 type number, and if that's the case, then I think we easily get to our price target, and I think that will be the case.
But we are still more than 2 weeks away from the company that gets most of the attention on AI, which is Nvidia, and it is a stock that you continue to like. Everybody always asks the question about the run-up we've seen, whether or not this name is going to lose momentum and just got too hot. How do you think about businesses like this one?
It's a business I want to own, John, and not just because of the AI hype, but because there is so much fundamental strength at NVIDIA. We all know, right? NVIDIA makes the world's fastest chips. 40 quadrillion calculations per second, way faster than anybody else. That's the backbone of what makes artificial intelligence possible. But the story, John, is that NVIDIA continues to grow. So not only is NVIDIA innovating and continuously producing faster chips, but we're talking about earnings growth of somewhere between 75 and 90%. That's incredible, John. So you say to yourself, well, yeah, but NVIDIA's trading at 30 times earnings. Okay, fair enough. 30 times earnings. Is that expensive? Well, the S&P trades at 20 times earnings and is growing 10%. Or you can buy NVIDIA trading at 30 times earnings and growing almost 100%, right? 10 times faster. So yeah, I'm very happy to pay that 30 PE to own a business growing that fast.
In a time where there's economic uncertainty thanks to high interest rates and the upcoming presidential election, many analysts are choosing to bet on Nvidia, which is a company that's expected to see more upside in the future despite concerns over the economy. This is because Nvidia is the main player in the AI chips market, and it's very easy for the company to keep this position because it releases new AI products on an almost yearly basis. As a result, its stock surged over 200% this past year, and this surge is expected to continue. According to recent reports, Nvidia is planning to release new chips that could cause an uproar in the industry. So, in today's video, we're going to talk about Nvidia's upcoming releases and how they could boost Nvidia stock. But before we do that, if you want to keep up with Nvidia's latest updates and keep up with the stock market's latest news, you can follow our Twitter account. We post multiple times daily about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market, so click the follow button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates. Now, back to today's video.
Welcome back to the watch list. Semiconductors really were driving the market. There was a time when the semis were up, the market was up. Semis were down, the market was down. And we've certainly seen some great names run up, but they've since pulled back. And so now the question becomes, what part of this group are winners? Are they all winners? Let's bring our panel in. Michael Robinson, Chief Technology Strategist at Weiss Ratings, and Olivier Blanchard's with us, Research Director at Futurum Group. Thank you both for being with us. I mean, I think there's an idea that semis certainly can lead the market. I just saw an article on NVIDIA saying that NVIDIA was still a no-brainer when it comes to investing. Michael, what do you think?
Well, NVIDIA is one of the great chip companies of all time. It's just been an amazing player. You've got a kind of a bifurcated market, as it were. A lot of this rally in chip stocks that were really heavily focused on the electric vehicle market, you've seen that sort of slow down. And investors aren't as enthusiastic as they were, say, 6 months ago. We have this build out shift in the market for cars. Automotive chips are still going to remain hugely important, and NXP and ON Semiconductor are both players in there. But so that sort of cooled the growth outlook for some of these stocks that were heavily invested in electric vehicles. And we've seen kind of Nvidia in some ways suck some of the oxygen out of the room because it's all been about AI and not as much about automotive. But if we don't have a healthy automotive sector in the United States and globally, we don't have a healthy economy. So for the long haul,
right,
it's a great market to be in, the semiconductors.
According to a recent blog post by TF International Securities analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, NVIDIA's next-generation AI GPU, dubbed the R100, could go into mass production late next year. The analyst said that the R-series chip, which is likely to use TSMC's 3-nanometer node, could be mass-produced by the fourth quarter, with the system and rack solution starting mass production in the first quarter of 2026. The R100 is also likely to use TSMC's chip on wafer-on-substrate packaging, just as this year's B100 does. It could also have 8 high-bandwidth memory, or HBM4 units, according to the analyst. He also added that NVIDIA realizes that the power consumption of AI servers has become a challenge for customers' procurement and data center construction, which is why the R-series chips and system solutions focus on improving power consumption in addition to enhancing AI computing power. This shows just how advanced NVIDIA's technology is and how it plans to stay up to date with everything that's new in the AI market, as it's already planning the release of more AI chips when its Blackwell chips, the world's most powerful chips for AI, aren't even out yet. But this chip isn't the only new release NVIDIA has planned. In fact, there are recent reports that talk about a release date for NVIDIA's next-generation computing platforms, and we're going to talk about that now. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Investocracy.
So expand on that for me. What are those slowdown indicators that you're looking out for?
Well, the yield curve inversion, that is an indicator which we used to talk about a lot 18 months ago. It continues to point to some difficulties. So within that mind frame, a cautious approach, high quality stocks, we do see still a lot of opportunities in the market. Energy stocks are in particular very cheap. They are a good hedge against inflation, against geopolitical risk. We like also semiconductor, the whole sort of value chain from chip designers to foundry to equipment manufacturers. We think there are a lot of opportunities there, as well as industrial companies which benefit from some of the mega trends that we are seeing, such as digitization and electrification, perhaps even defense.
According to recent reports, NVIDIA is planning to launch its next-generation RTX 5090 and RTX 5080 graphics cards in the fourth quarter of 2024, and this is based on the expectations of NVIDIA board members who handle manufacturing and distribution for these graphics cards. They'd also anticipate increased shipment volumes and average selling prices for the new GPUs, given the substantial upgrades the rumored 50 series represents. The flagship RTX 5090 is expected to utilize NVIDIA's Ada Lovelace architecture and be manufactured using TSMC's 3-nanometer process, enabling it to potentially support up to 18,432 CUDA cores. Meanwhile, the RTX 5080 is also rumored to leverage the Ada Lovelace architecture and 3-nanometer process, with an estimated 9,728 CUDA cores. Both new GPUs should deliver major improvements in performance and efficiency compared to existing RTX 4090 and 4080 models, and key features will likely include advanced ray tracing capabilities, DLSS3 technology, increased memory bandwidth, and VRAM capacity. If this proves accurate, the launch of the RTX 5090 and RTX 5080 in late 2024 would establish these graphics cards as NVIDIA's new performance leaders for gamers and hardware enthusiasts, marking the arrival of its next-generation GPU technology. Conflicting leaks have emerged about whether NVIDIA will launch its RTX 5090 or RTX 5080 GPU first. But launching the 5080 initially would align with NVIDIA's past model of building up to its flagship GPU. Historically, with architectures like Kepler, Maxwell, and Turing, NVIDIA debuted the X80 models first, followed by the more powerful TI variants later on. However, going back to launching the 5080 first allows NVIDIA to space out its high-end GPU offerings, first showcasing the 5080 and generating anticipation for the even more powerful 5090 to come afterwards. While NVIDIA has not officially announced its plans, a rumor from the YouTube channel Moore's Law is Dead said that NVIDIA may only launch the high-end RTX 5090 this year and not the 5080. However, well-known NVIDIA leaker co Pite7 Kimi has now disputed this rumor on X, saying that the 5080 will be released first. So how will these upcoming releases impact NVIDIA? And will NVIDIA stock see a boost once they're officially out? Let's find out.
Well, first of all, I wasn't early with NVIDIA. My young partner was early with NVIDIA. He called me in the fall of 22 and said that he thought all this excitement about blockchain was going to be far outweighed by AI. And I asked him how to play it, and he told me I should buy this company, NVIDIA. I didn't even know how to spell it. I bought it. Then a month later, ChatGPT happened. Even an old guy like me could figure out, okay, what that meant. So I increased the position substantially. I said in an interview in June of that year that I expected to own NVIDIA for 2 or 3 years, that this was a mega trend like I'd never seen, potentially bigger than the internet. But when the stock went from 150 to 900, I'm not Warren Buffett. I don't own things for 10 or 20 years. I wish I was Warren Buffett. And 150 to 900, yes, we did cut that position and a lot of other positions in late March. I just need a break. We've had a hell of a run. A lot of what we recognized has become recognized by the marketplace now. We expected Powell to come back and repivot, which he subsequently did. But no, long term, we're as bullish on AI as we've ever been.
Recently, Nvidia stock took a slight dip after billionaire investor Stanley Druckenmiller reduced his stake in the company, saying that AI might be overhyped in the short term, even though he believes it's underhyped in the long term. However, while we could agree with him on the fact that AI might be a bit overhyped now, but it will change everything in the future, long-term investors shouldn't really take him reducing his stake in the company as a bearish sign. From what he's saying, it seems like he got lucky and got in before ChatGPT, then decided to invest more when the chatbot became extremely popular, so it's natural if he wants to take some profits now. This isn't to say that Nvidia is a completely secure investment. There will be some volatility in the short and near terms, but in the long term, Nvidia will become a much larger company. This is according to a series of bullish analyst opinions on Nvidia in recent weeks, which reflects growing optimism about the company's growth prospects. For instance, Truist analyst William Stein boosted his price target to $1,177 based on robust 2024 and 2025 growth expectations for Nvidia. Additionally, HSBC analysts hiked their price target to $1,050, while Bank of America analysts went to $1,100. And for Nvidia's upcoming earnings, estimates already call for a substantial 473% EPS growth to $5.20 alongside 242% revenue expansion to $24.6 billion. The barrage of price target increases and strong earnings expectations highlight analysts' confidence in Nvidia's ability to capitalize on AI, data centers, and other emerging opportunities. If you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
What about people who look back, and I'm going to take this outside of the realm of kind of people in the semiconductor space, but traders and investors more broadly, and they go, well, we saw Tesla when it was $1 trillion. Wasn't a great time to buy it then.
Sure. I think that there is a realistic kind of thought process in terms of, how big can the market cap actually become? But if the AI infrastructure market is truly going to grow into a $400 billion market, and given the leadership that we expect NVIDIA will continue to have, then the current market cap is conservative in that world. And so if you believe in AI and you believe in the investments that are required to support that, which we do, their market cap can clearly push higher.
How do you think about the different kind of macro factors here, what the Fed does or doesn't do with rates, whatever kind of slowdown might happen with the economy this year? How should we think about NVIDIA kind of upside, downside in those scenarios?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. If I had to think about what I learned this earnings season at a very high level, it's really kind of, secular continuing to win, whereas cyclical, if anything, downticked over the last 3 months. So, if you look at, housing or, some of the reports on the consumer front, clearly it's pointing to a slowdown in the economy into the second half of the year. And obviously, that is really, I think, the one risk for owning NVIDIA. But, that said, I think the backdrop is for continued spending kind of irrespective of, what the Fed does or the consumer, because AI is so mission critical to every Fortune 2000 company that they have to invest. And so I just don't see the slowdown here. I think we can weather the storm in terms of, NVIDIA, sales continuing to push higher and above consensus. And in that environment, if they're truly going to do kind of $35, the multiple today at 25 times is not, aggressive at all. And so I think, in any economic scenario, NVIDIA will be a relative outperformer.
NVIDIA is currently experiencing positive momentum, but uncertainty still looms regarding the company's May 22nd earnings report. If NVIDIA rallies strongly on positive earnings, especially with heavy trading volume, this could indicate a definitive breakout and prime buying opportunity. NVIDIA has become the most important stock in the S&P 500, so if the company can deliver the breakout results many expect, its stock may surge to new heights, and it could also boost the entire market. And that's something the market definitely needs right now after the Fed said that it'll keep interest rates the same. As NVIDIA gears up to report earnings soon, analysts and investors alike will be tuned in to see if the company can live up to the hype and hit the tremendous growth projections that have driven several price target hikes. NVIDIA has been smashing expectations since the AI boom, so it won't be too surprising if it manages to do it again. But for now, investors should just wait and see how it all plays out on May 22nd, and who knows? Maybe great earnings will be the catalyst NVIDIA stock needs to finally get to $1,000. But what do you think about NVIDIA's new chips? What are your expectations for its upcoming earnings? And where do you think NVIDIA's stock is going next? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to tell us what your valuation for NVIDIA is. If you would like to know what companies like NVIDIA have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.